It finally happened. I can rebuild my original gaming PC to the exact spec I had back in the day, minus motherboard and case, because getting a old Packard Bell iMedia case and an ITX motherboard for 1155, not happening. Nope, not happening. But the GPU has been the one key factor that I have not been able to source. DDR3 1333 MHz RAM, easy. An i3 2130, a little bit difficult, but a 2120 is more than close enough. It's 100 MHz difference, big deal. The issue has been the GPU. The GPU that I needed, the GPU I had back in March of 2014, when I knew nothing about computers and I was upgrading a pre-built that my mother had given me when she finished her university degree, was a GT620 that I bought secondhand from a generic listing because the reseller I chose just groups graphics cards together by model, unless they're really high-end ones, and they've only recently started doing that. So I ordered a GT620 for next to nothing. I think I still have the original purchase price somewhere, or I've made a short about it. And what arrived was the highest end GT620 that was ever released. The Asus DirectCU 2GB model. That ran at 700 MHz on the core and overclocked beyond 800 easily, and it had a 910 MHz clock speed on the memory, and that's what's important, because a lot of the 2GB models cheaped out on the memory chips and limited themselves to 600 MHz. And those 600 MHz cards are the only listings that I have found recently, or all of this year, I should say. In fact, I have been trying to use one in the current setup I had, and the setup I was going to resort to in order to finally make this video, and the furthest I could overclock it was 720 MHz. That's almost 200 MHz shy of the actual goal here. Now, finally, after months of waiting and having alerts set up on all the relevant websites, someone listed the card that I have been looking for, and it is finally on its way. It was at a reasonable price too, because I contacted some sellers in China and they wanted hundreds of British pounds, and no. But I got one. Now, another interesting note is, if you were to double the memory bus, take it from 64-bit to 128-bit, this GT620 matches the spec for the GT630. So, a little bit of overclocking. It's actually faster than the GT630's base spec